Hello students, I am Swapna ma'am and welcome to your own channel Dear English. Today we are going to do a very important topic in English grammar, that is models. I will give you a detailed explanation with example, and I'll tell you the differences between one model and the other. I will tell you the usages of model. This means you are going to get a complete understanding of model, but yes, you have to watch the video till the end, otherwise you are not going to get. You have to watch the video till end, and if you like it, don't forget to press the like button, and for more videos please do subscribe it. So let's move to models. Hello students, today we are going to do a very important topic in English grammar, models. What are models? Modal verbs are special kind of helping verbs. A modal verb helps main verb to express the mood of the subject, and at the same time it can indicate possibility, persuasion, ability, willingness, etc. There are few models like can. Examples are can, could, may, might, should, ought to, etc. So models we can say it's a mood of person, or man ki baat, dil ki baat. So let's do few models. First I am going to take the model can. Let's do the usage of can first. Can expresses ability in the present. Example, I can speak 4 languages, I can run, etc. Can is also used for can be used for offering anything. Can I help you? Or can is also used for some possibilities, and that to present possibility, that is sambhavna, you can say. Smoking can cause cancer, so sambhavna. Then can is used for permission, that is informal you understand, with your friends and school friends and all. So permission, that is informal. Can I use your book please? Prohibition is also that is not allowing anyone. You can't smoke here, so you can't smoke, you cannot smoke here, that is prohibiting, it's not allowed to smoke. Can is also used for request. Can you hand me the pen please? Can you hand me? And it is a request, it is informal. Fine. Now could. The next model we are going to take is could. Could again is for request, but it is formal. The difference is it is formal request, and in can it is informal. Request in could is more polite. Could is more polite than can. Could you lend me this book please? Means it is more polite than can. Then it's for permission also. Could we go home now? Again it is a formal. Could is used for formal one. Could we go home now? So they are seeking permission. Then in could, possibility is there, a lot, and possibility in past, sambhavna, past ki sambhavna. A lot of crime could be prevented. A lot of crime could be prevented. Then conditional of can. I could visit many places if I had more money. And could is used as ability that in past ability. In this can we used present ability, and in this could it's past ability. I could play a guitar when I was a child. मैं गिटार प्ले कर सकता था जब मैं छोटा बच्चा था. So this is the difference between ability of could and ability of can. Then comes your suggestion. Suggestion can also be given through could. I could help you with this work. Yeah, I could help you in this work. Anything like that. So I think this could and can is quite clear with you. Now let's see the difference between could and can. I feel it will be more clear if you look at the chart. Ability can ability is present. I can speak 5 languages. Ability. And could, it's also ability, but it is in past form. He could play football well when he was a kid. It is a past ability. Then possibility in present in can. Alcohol can cause cancer. It is the present possibility. And this could, it is possibility in past. A lot of crime could be prevented. Then permission. Can I use your computer please? And this in could also permission. Could I use your computer please? Could I please use your computer? It is a formal thing, more formal, more polite. So could is more polite than can. Then request in request can is informal. Can you hand me a pen? And in could, request is more polite. Could you tell me where the post office please? Where is the post office please? Then offer. I can carry some bags for you. In this thing, I can carry, it's offering help. I can carry some bags for you. And could, it gives suggestion also. If you want, we could go out for dinner after school. So we have seen till now 2 models. We have taken 2 models, can and could, and we have seen the difference also. Now let's do the next model, may. Model may can be used for request. May I have some water please? May I use your book? Then it can be used for permission also. It is a polite one. May I sit here? Prohibition also. You may not step on the grass. So it can be used for request, permission, prohibition, and possibility also. It may snow tomorrow. Wish also. May the new year bring joy. So we have seen may can be used for request, permission, prohibition, possibility, and wish. Now comes the next model, might. Might is the past form of may. It can be used for suggestion. There is lot of traffic today, so you might want to leave for work early. Conditional. If I had studied more, I might have passed the exam. Then might is also used to express the idea of something probable, possible, not in the past but in present or future. So in such sentences, the probability expressed is less than that expressed by may. For example, the train might be late. With your cooperation, we might win the match. So it is just probability. So let's see the difference between may and might. May, as I told, may for possibility is factual, and might is hypothetical. It is might hypothetical and may is factual in possibility case. When may is more polite, might is more polite than may. When asking for request, might is more polite than may. And then asking for permission also, might is considered more polite than may. Now let's see the difference between may and can. In may, the request portion is more polite. We use mostly in formal situations, maybe in school, colleges, offices. Request is more polite than can, and can is informal. Permission also, may is more polite and more polite than can. And in possibility, may is something not certain. May is something that is not certain. Example, it may snow tomorrow. So, and in case of can, it is a general statement. It can snow a lot in winter. So we have seen the difference between may and can. Now let's do the other models like should and ought to. Should and ought to are basically the same meaning, same in meaning. However, usage varies. Ought to is typically used to describe moral obligations and duty, whereas should is typically used for general advice. Example, you ought to go to church every week. And should example, we should study grammar more frequently. So look at the first this thing, example, you ought to go to church every week. So it is a moral obligation, it's a duty. And in the second, it's an advice. So should and ought to are nearly same thing. Then comes the next model, must. Must is used for necessity. You must give up smoking. You must study. Certainty, must is used for certainty, something that is certain. It must be really cold outside. He must be at school. Must is used for prohibition also. You must not smoke in this building. Then personal obligation, I must memorize all these rules about modal verbs. So must is used for necessity, certainty, prohibition and personal obligation. There is a difference between should and must. So let's do it. We use should to suggest something, advise something. It is for opinion, like you should apply for that job. And must, we use must to express a stronger point of view. It also expresses opinion, one's person's point of view. So we must stop playing computer games. So it is something very strong than should. Then have to is the other model. It is also used for obligation, necessity in the present. Example, she has to cook, she has to look after her mother. It is also used for advice. First you have to mix the water and sugar. Then have to is used for logical conclusions. This has to be some reason for this mischief. And have to indicate something very important. We have to be very careful in future. So we have seen must, should, ought to, and have to. So I have a chart in which should, must, and have to. So should, must, and have to. Let's see the difference between these three. Must is the strongest, and then comes the have to, and then comes should. Now let's take semi-modals. What are semi-modals? Semi-modals are those modals which act as a regular verb also and as a modal also, like dare, need. These are semi-modals. So let's first take dare. So dare is used as a regular verb and has its singular and past tense forms. As a regular verb, it means to have courage. He dares to oppose his employer. Did he dare to say that? She does not dare to oppose her mother. As a modal auxiliary verb, dare means to be bold enough to. It is used only in interrogative and negative sentences. Dare he oppose them? He dare not meet me face to face, etc., etc. Now the next modal, need. Need, according to all dictionaries, is a verb that means have need of, want. Example, he needs money. But apart from this, it also has the meaning of to be under a necessity or obligation to do something. When used in this sense, it often shows some peculiarities by which verbs are recognized as auxiliaries in English. Need, they come with us. You need not come with us. He need make no protects, etc., etc. So I hope you have understood modals, and I think it is quite clear to you. Modals are nothing, just mood. You can say mood of a person, mood of an individual. It's man ki baat, dil ki baat. So modals in English grammar is very necessary part in English, holds a very necessary important part in English grammar. So I hope it's clear to you. Thank you, students.